Who are you going to call? Yes, we're looking at Ghostbusters, but on two slightly different systems from the usual Commodore 64 Spectrum Amstrad versions. We're going to look at it on the Sega Master System and the Atari 8-bit versions. We're starting off on the Master System. This version came out a few years after the 8-bit versions, and of course would have cost a full probably £20 or £25. So on the Master System we have the familiar theme tune and the bouncing ball. No speech so far. Actually on this version the ball does bounce, it's not just a circle. It's actually compressing as it bounces up and down. So we're all familiar with Ghostbusters, the basic premise of the game. Follows the plot of the movie, really. You've got a certain amount of money to spend at the beginning, and then what you do is you go and battle the ghost before defeating the Marshmallow Man. So we're going to start a new game here, the usual options that you get on the 8-bit version. If you want to continue with a passcode, you can, and that's partly the reason you put your name in at the beginning, because of course the codes are linked to your name or your initials. So we've been given £10,000, and yeah, we're selecting our car here, so it's going to select the hearse. And here's the screen with the man in the forklift truck. And thing is here, there's some different objects from the 8-bit versions to buy. There's super marshmallow detectors, super PK energy detectors, and I don't quite know what some of these things do because unfortunately I don't have the manual. Pick up the usual things I'd buy. We go for the ghost vacuum because that's always fun, sucking up the ghosts as you drive along. We're going to need some ghost bait as well. And of course the obligatory ghost traps. Can't play the game without them. There's got high capacity traps there as well. Ghost paralysis system, not sure what that is. One thing you can do in this version above the Commodore 64 Spectrum and Amstrad versions is this shop is available throughout the game. It's part of the map. Therefore, what you can do is at any stage you can come back to the shop and buy more objects as you have the money. So off we go. Familiar screen here, the map screen's all in the middle, flashing red building, and oh yeah, this is quite nice. This is far more zoomed out than the 8-bit versions, and there's other cars on the road as well. Try not to crash into them. Well, this is quite nice. And off we go. Oh, 3 ghosts. That makes a change from the usual one single Slimer ghost. So right, see if I can do this. I've not played this before. 3 ghosts are trickier to get into one place than just one. Right, okay. All hanging around the right hand side there. Right, got my streams going. Oh, farmer trap. No, that's gone horribly wrong. No speech. That's a disappointment. Looking on the map here, the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper are wandering around, but instead of being a key and a lock, as you see on the 8-bits, here they're actually they're little figures that are wandering around. So nothing much happening here at the moment. You can see that shop on the top right hand side of the screen there, so we can visit there at any stage if we want to buy any more things. Very well defined graphics here on the Master System. Run over these ghosts. Alright, we've got a red flashing building. Let's see if we can have a bit more success this time. So off we drive and we're going to suck up this ghost. So I'm not quite sure how much better a super ghost vacuum would be, because the normal ghost vacuum seems perfectly powerful enough. Oh, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ghosts. This is going to be tricky. Right, get into position. Got our beam power down the bottom left-hand side there, and the traps we've got left as well. Oh, this is going bad. That guy's trapped at the top right-hand side of the screen there. Can I get them all over? One of them's going to escape, isn't it? Oh, no, this is difficult. This is really challenging. Fire the trap. Come on. Right. Yes! Yes! Haha. Done it. The trick there is patience and a little bit of luck, I guess. If we go to another call. We actually get on this version the distance we are from the destination as well. So we're 7 kilometres at the moment away. I'm assuming in the US version that actually reads miles. Forwarded the game on a bit here. Got 3 ghosts here. Let's see if I can do this one. It's slightly different having so many ghosts on the screen. It's much more challenging, I think, with the 8-bit versions. Once you get the hang of trapping a single ghost, there's no longer much challenge in it. But when you've got 3, 4, 5 of these things flying around, it becomes a lot more difficult because they've got minds of their own. It's just trying to get them into the streams. That one's gone off there. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Got 2. No. No, I've got no beam power left, so we're going to have to go back to HQ. We're going to... No, oh, no, we've got a marshmallow alert. There we go, he's destroying a building. It's a lovely little animation. And back to HQ. Game's pretty good here on the Master System. If you're a fan of Ghostbusters on the 8-bits, then this game's really worth playing. They've taken the Commodore 64 version, played it, looked at it, and just improved it a little bit. Presumably just to justify that. Oh, another marshmallow alert. Please don't smash it. No, he's not smashing the shop, he's smashing the building next to the shop. So yeah, I mean, they're having to, and I'll fast forward the game a bit here again, they've had to try and justify the price tag, and no, we've lost the game. So we've the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper have entered Zool and caused Gorza. Now, in this version, actually, you don't just defeat the Marshmallow Man at the end. There's actually screens where you run about in Zool, go up to the top of the building, and just like in the movie, you get to defeat Gorza. And of course, on the other version, it's you defeat the Marshmallow Man at the end. That's it. So again, there's a little bit more depth in this version. We're moving over to the Atari XL and XE. And on this version, we do get the speech at the beginning. And this looks very similar to the Commodore 64 version here. Pokey Chip blasting out the Ghostbusters theme. Of course, it's by those Atari Star Wars Activision. And this looks very familiar now. So it looks exactly the same as the Commodore 64 version, the yellow screen. Apologies for the slight fading of the colour on the top of the screen there. For some reason, that's happening with the capture on this new system I'm using for the Atari 8-bits when there's very strong colours. Loading up the hearse there, exactly as you'd expect really, and off we go. Graphics aren't as defined as the Master System version, but that's to be expected, and we're back to this slightly annoying large car that you get in the 8-bit versions. It's a shame after having just played that other version on the Master System. You pull over, and yeah. So we've got one single Slimer ghost there. First man's out, then the second man comes out. And next time press fire, we fire the proton packs, and there we go. Right, can't miss. Oh! I missed him. No speech there either. That's a shame. And yeah, this is pretty much a straight port to the Commodore 64 version. Everything you'd expect is here. Graphics aren't quite as nice. Big old ghost sprite just went past there. And it's the full Ghostbusters 8-bit experience. See if I can get a ghost here. Show me like just a few more colours than this, really. Or at least slightly better palette choices. You've got a green building with a green Slimer ghost. And your men are quite difficult to see as well because they're blue against grey. And the marshmallow mine's forming. Yep. And he's doing a small dance on top of that building, which presumably means he's going to destroy it. So not the same kind of animation we had on the Master System. It's all kicking off now. The ghosts are really flying into Zool. And I've got to go back to Ghostbusters HQ to... Oh, no. Game over. So on the Atari 8-bits, it's exactly the Ghostbusters 8-bit experience you'd expect. There doesn't appear to be anything cut out. It's a decent port from the Commodore 64. So looking at both versions, Ghostbusters on the Master System is really worth checking out if you're a Ghostbusters fan, because it's Ghostbusters plus more. There's extra bits over what is in the 8-bit versions, with those extra bits in Zool, as well as the shop and little bits and pieces like that. Shame there's no speech. On the Atari XL and XE, yeah, it's a very solid port of what is a fantastic game on the Commodore 64. Well worth checking out.